Hello, incredible being, and welcome to your next session of I Am My Own Soulmate, and I am in divine alignment with the highest version of myself. I reclaim my power and live in harmony with my soul's truth. I effortlessly magnetize my soul family, soulmates, and soul tribe for a life of love, abundance, and divine synchronicity. I am blessed. I am whole, and I am sovereign. So, in this session, again, it's going to be a mix between a channeling of what wants to come through as divine, as a divine message. And also, I have probably over 2,000 words prepared. um, because I serve people that are on a journey similar to me of living their truth, being sovereign, expressing their authentic self, expressing their soul's gifts, really living in alignment to who they truly are, and feeling empowered in every way and whole in every way and fulfilled and complete as who they truly are. Um, Living their highest self and their highest timeline, which means the reality of pure choice and completion energy and fulfillment energy, where there are no limits because we understand the only limit that exists is the limit in our thoughts, the limiting thoughts, um, and the traumas that we hold onto as an identity. And when we release all that doesn't serve us and lead from our heart, we start awakening, recognizing, and witnessing with our own eyes the magic, the miracles, the bliss, the joy, the insight, uh, the growth, the the beauty, the sublime nature that life truly offers us. Life is a blessing, and we are here to be fully alive, and to be fully alive as our eternal essence, from our eternal essence in full expression, so that we can witness and experience the fruitfulness and the sweetness and the bounty that life has for us, as well as the support of the universe. So you're here because deep down in your heart, you know that you are truly a magical, miracle manifesting sovereign being. You know that there is so much beauty and creative expression and creation in this world, and you are part of that, and you are that. And you know that that gives you a sense of fulfillment to tap into your creative energy and birth or experience the journey of creation from a place of joy. And you know that you have gifts that are very profound, life-changing for yourself and for others, and also dormant, that there is more to witness within yourself. There is more to discover within yourself, and that is the beauty of life. So this session is going to have various different elements to it. It's going to have a somatic release, relief. It's going to have some stillness activation. It's going to awaken you deeper. It's going to unlock you deeper. It's going to expand you deeper. And I want to remind you that this journey isn't always, doesn't always feel good, because part of the transformation or expansion process is allowing dormant or suppressed feelings, emotions, realizations come to the surface, to bubble up and to process them. And then that's one element of this transformation journey. And then another element is to actually go through the thresholds in real time, in real life, and to have, it's not a test, but it's an opportunity to fully step into the identity of that version of you that you truly see and feel is the dream state. You know, the sovereign you, the powerful you, the one that stands for your truth, the one that takes no bullshit, the one that isn't swayed or manipulated into shrinking or minimizing yourself or your needs, the one that lives without self-neglect, and the one that lives without self-betrayal, and the one that lives without self-abandonment. Like, life will present opportunities for us to be the version of ourselves that we truly can witness and be in awe of. Life wants us to be in awe of ourselves and our growth, which is the greatest joy and the greatest happiness, when we finally acknowledge how far we've come and what we've been through and where we're going and who we're becoming. And there is constant paradox in this journey as well, because there is so much power in pure being as a way to live without running away from what it is that being surfaces or presents or brings through or brings up, such as, oh, I've got this boredom complex, or oh, I can't, I'm restless, or I need to constantly fill myself up with addictions, or what comes, or I'm an overthinker, or I'm a self-sabotager. Like, these are the things that come up when we're in being. And there is such thing as being and becoming, but our becoming. So what I want to say is that once we master the art of being, which is our true self, and where the infinite potentiality lies for ourselves. Yeah, so what I want to say is that once we master the art of being, which is stillness and being okay with sitting with ourselves and processing our emotions and not running away with the art of just doing nothing. Once we, face that void of pure potentiality and infinite bliss, and we are basically in a constant state of meditation as life within life, as beingness, as pure awareness, as pure presence. Our becoming is a natural state. So it's not forced by ego fixations or survival mechanisms. And that's something that will come up for you the more you are in stillness. And stillness will be a initiation for you. Can you be still emotionally, mentally, spiritually, without filling in the void can you be and still find contentment, safety, pleasure, even joy, um, in just being? Or are you not okay with the fluctuations of your mind? Are you not okay with what you feel and what's coming up? Are stories surfacing and looping in your mind? Do you feel tensions and aches in your body, and that contracts you or puts you in a place of unease? So, this transmission is leading us into a deeper sovereignty, a deeper power of what it really means to be your own soulmate at the highest level, where you are your own hero, you are your own superhero, you are the love of your own life. Basically, rescue yourself from your own existential crisis, your own patterns of numbing, of escaping, of running, of distraction, of silence, of isolation, of pushing, of hurt, of resenting, of judging, of control, of suppressing. The real essence of being your own soulmate at the deepest level, the real crux of it all, it's sovereignty. It's being the God within, the Christ within, the love within, the light within, by facing the shadows, making the unconscious conscious, and sitting with that without fixing it. When I say rescuing, it's like, you know, when you you, you know when emotions come up to the surface, or a crisis or a panic comes up to the surface, or a self-betrayal happens, or a self-neglect happens, or something that happens, and you just don't want anyone to necessarily fix your emotional state. You just want to be held. You just want to be heard. You just want to be seen. You just want to be witnessed. You don't want to be fixed, because it's not about that. So what does it mean to be your own soulmate? It's to hold yourself, to feel held by your own power source, your own source of authorship, authority, power. So let's anchor some of these kind of thought forms, and let's bring some structure to them. And let's do some processes and some real activating and some real transformation, where you really do walk out here as your own soulmate, blessing your life, blessing yourself through your own sovereign authorship, that you are the creator of your life, that you have the choice, and you have full choice. And you always will, and you always have, and you will for the rest of your existence as an eternal source consciousness. And that you can sit with yourself in being complete Sat Chit Ananda, truth, consciousness, and bliss at the beauty of being. And that you can handle the ego death that comes with that. That you can breathe through the intensity of transformation and pure alchemy without running away from it. That you can go through the actual transfiguration that is required to be your own soulmate. Because the truth is that if you were to meet your soul tribe, your soulmates, and your soul family, they would do the exact same thing for you anyway. They would catalyze a transformation. Because when you're fully seen, when you're fully available to sovereign, soul level, fifth dimensional and beyond level love, there is no hiding. It's full transparency. And you've got to be okay with all of you, because there's no separation between what you're aware of self and what others will see. You cannot hide behind a mask in soul level love. So you've got to be in full acceptance of everything that is. And that's the reason why maybe not everyone is willing to sign up to soulmate level existence. But the good thing is that what we want in a soulmate and a soul tribe is unconditional love, and that's what they provide. So the good thing is that there is no such thing as overexposure or feeling too vulnerable in unconditional love. Unconditional love is unconditional. Unconditional acceptance is unconditional. Unconditional belonging is unconditional. There are no conditions to it. So the good thing is that it's not as scary as the ego makes it out to be. You've got nothing to prove. You've got nothing to hide. You are acceptable. You are enough. Even your deepest vulnerabilities. Even if you were exposed. Unconditional love would see that exposure as unconditioned. So that's the beauty of this work, is that you have the choice to give yourself unconditional love. And that's the key to soul level love, accountability and responsibility to be unconditionally loving towards yourself. And therefore you have that capacity to love your soul tribe unconditionally. And it's a beautiful hive mind inner network of pure love and support. And it's not wishful thinking. It's real and it's true and it's true and it's real. Things will come up, but they only come up for growth. Emotions flare up and they only come up for processing and healing. Soulmate love transforms us, and it starts with us. So let's get into this journey, shall we? So let's close our eyes. And just take a deep breath in for me. And let's settle into pure being. Let's let go of striving, of efforting, of proving, of fixing, of doing, of achieving, of accomplishing. Let's put that to rest, knowing that it's not always necessary, that you don't have to survive, that you don't have to keep going to survive, that you can exist without effort. Would you like to know how to exist without continuous striving? Would you like to know who you are without existing through continuous efforting? Like somehow you have to earn love, earn your place in existence, earn your right to be, to live. Let's let go of that paradigm. There is nothing that is of threat to you. There are no real threats from a spiritual perspective, an energetic perspective. You are the director, the creator, and fully sovereign. And it's time for you to remember that. Take a deep breath into that. Let's let go of the pattern of over efforting to survive, to be of worth, to be of value. Like your value and your worth and your sense of self is dependent on the amount of hardship, effort, or accumulation of resources that you create in order to feel like you are a being of value. And let's release that. As you take another deep breath in for me, I'm going to start the activation with embodied confidence. Take a deep breath in. Have your eyes closed and take another deep breath in for me. I'm doing it. I'm being it. I'm living it. I'm timeline hopping again into my highest wealth, health, fulfillment era and eternal state. I don't know how, but I don't need to know how. I just jump. New frequency, new dimension, new infinite reality. Here I come. My highest wealth timeline, my highest health timeline, my highest fulfillment existence. And let the frequency do all the recalibration. I just arrived. Take a deep breath in. New energy, new intellect, new world view. And I attract the opportunities and the creative expression where money, resources, and wealth frequencies magnetize. Maybe I travel around the world this time, meeting new people, have a new home, new everything really. Activate, activate, activate. This is the power of pure fulfillment. I know how to live without a single feeling of lack. Activate, activate, activate. I remain rooted in my body when I am with others. Activate, activate, activate. I stay present in my breath and posture. Take a deep breath in, beloved. I inhabit my space fully and comfortably. I meet conversations with grounded steadiness. My shoulders soften. My jaw relaxes. My chest stays open. My heart and soul is open. My body communicates safely before words are ever needed. I respond from choice, not reflex. Activate, activate, activate. Take a deep breath in. I feel my feet on the ground and my spine supporting me always. I allow energy to move through me without interruption. Energy from the divine, energy from the infinite, energy from truth, energy from unconditional love, energy from the lights, energy from the ground, energy from the pure consciousness that I am. I hold myself with quiet assurance. My nervous system recognizes that I am always safe. I move slowly enough to hear my own truth. I engage from self-respect. I honor my pace, my rhythm, and I trust my timing. When words come toward me, I receive them with neutrality. I allow meaning to land only if it resonates. Otherwise, I give making meaning a break. I rest from meaning making. I let the rest pass through me without effort. I speak when my heart says yes. I pause when my body asks for space. Both are expressions of confidence. I choose responses that reflect my values. I communicate from clarity, not urgency. My presence sets the tone. I occupy my authority gently and fully. Take a deep breath in, beloved. I stand tall in who I am without explaining myself. My energy remains intact. I allow silence to support me. I allow stillness to amplify my truth. My energetic boundaries are solid, masterful, contained. I allow myself to be seen without adjustment. I lead interactions from inner alignment. I trust that my grounded presence is enough. I trust that respect follows self-respect. And I stay connected to myself even in complexity. Take a deep breath in. I remain warm without being porous, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I remain open without overgiving. I hold my center while caring for others. I offer love without self-abandonment, and I know how to do that. And I choose pleasing self over pleasing others as the greatest gift I can offer this planet. I remain whole in every room I enter, unapologetically, unequivocally, unwaveringly. I embody confidence as settlement. I embody strength as calm authority. I embody truth as lived coherence. Activate, activate, activate. So this lived coherence is this leadership code from within of pure presence and grounding energy coming from the nervous system. So let's go deeper into your coherent being so that you can sing and be the vibrational resonance of your own soul song in her, his power, truth, and sovereignty, authority, and presence with full conviction and self-trust at the deepest level. The dream state, the dream person, your own soulmate, your own soulmate, your own soulmate. Just feel into all the amazing things that you dream of feeling when you're with a soulmate, a true soulmate. Doesn't everyone want to be with their soulmate? And yet you are embodying that from inside out, which makes the outside in inevitable. It's law, it's energetics, it's common sense, even. Yes, you get to have that. And yes, you get to be that. It's easy to doubt that. So easy to doubt that. Takes nothing to doubt it. And yet it takes everything to say yes to it. And you're saying yes to it because you're here. So witness your own growth in saying yes to that. Be in awe of who you are. I am in awe of who I am because I am choosing the most magnificent path, the pathless path, where you can rest in full surrender because the divine will take over. You just need to breathe through the intensity of letting yourself be held by something bigger than you. And yet having the power to do that by sitting with yourself and allowing the transfiguration to happen. It's like we see it all the time with a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Can you imagine a caterpillar in resistance? If only the caterpillar knew that it would become a butterfly. Yet the caterpillars go through the transfiguration all the time. Are you willing to go through it? Are you willing to sit through the potential discomfort of what the alchemy of divine presence offers you? When on the other side is your butterfly self that has new gifts, by the way, wings, power, beauty, color, a new lease on life. Are you willing? You've just quantum leaped into a whole new life. Are you willing to live it now, to honor it now, to be in awe of the life that you have seeded, that you have planted, that you have visioned, and to know that creation doesn't require a whole lot of doing when you are connected to your soul and your soul tribe, because it is now a team effort. You be you, you let others be them, and together you unite, and it's all divine. Led by the divine, orchestrated by the divine, moved by the divine. So as you breathe through any discomfort emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically that shows up as you transfigure into this new expression and shape and form and become more light by witnessing any shadow or darkness that wants to surface. Let yourself move through it. So close your eyes and take a deep breath in. I arrive fully into my body now. I arrive as the living, breathing presence. I feel the weight of my body being held by the earth. I sense gravity supporting me effortlessly. I recognize that I do not need to hold myself up because life is already doing that. Activate, activate, activate. Take a deep breath in. My awareness settles into my feet. My calves soften. Take a deep breath in. My thighs release. My pelvis widens and receives support, opens and receives support. My spine lengthens naturally without effort. My shoulders melt downward. Take a deep breath in. My chest opens gently without pushing. My jaw unclenches. My tongue rests softly in my mouth. I inhabit myself fully, completely. There are no parts of me left outside. There are no parts of me watching from a distance. I am here fully. My nervous system recognizes safety as the current reality, not a future condition and not something to earn. Safety is here now. My body understands that this moment requires zero defense. My cells receive the message, you are allowed to settle down. I breathe as though time is abundant. I move as though nothing is chasing me. I exist as though my presence is welcome and belongs at all times. And I allow stillness from the creator's perspective and definition of stillness to spread through me like warm light. I remain rooted in my body when I am with others. My attention stays inside myself even as I engage outwardly. I feel my breath anchoring me. I feel my posture supporting and uplifting, holding me. I feel my internal axis steady and reliable. I inhabit my space fully and comfortably. Not shrinking, not expanding unnecessarily, simply being. I take up exactly the space that belongs to me. I meet conversations with steadiness, groundedness, energy of pure presence that communicates calm. My posture communicates self-trust. My nervous system communicates coherence. My shoulders soften into confidence. My jaw relaxes into ease. My chest stays open without vulnerability leaking. My body is a signal of safety to myself first. I respond from choice. My responses arise from awareness, not impulse. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my spine aligned. I feel my center organizing my experience. Take a deep breath in. Energy flows through me freely. Nothing, no one gets stuck in my way. Nothing needs to be pushed away. I allow sensations to rise and fall naturally without a single ounce of resistance, restlessness, or need to numb, hide, or feel afraid of any emotion, of any sensation, and any thought. I engage from self-respect, knowing how to. I honor my space. I trust my timing. And I recognize that clarity arrives when I allow space. When words come towards me, I receive them neutrally. I allow meaning to land only when it resonates. I allow non-resonance to pass through effortlessly. I am discerning without effort. And I have mastered the art of discernment. And I will continue to advance this art and skill of mine. I am receptive without absorption. I speak when my heart signals alignment. My voice carries truth without strain. I pause when my body asks for space. My pauses are intelligent. My pauses are powerful. Both speaking and pausing are expressions of confidence. I do not rush clarity. I allow it to arrive whole. I choose responses that reflect my values, and I am clear on my values. I'm clear on who I am. I'm so clear that my values organize my behavior naturally. I communicate from clarity rather than urgency. I trust that my presence sets the tone before I say anything. I do not need to manage outcomes. I only need to remain aligned. And in this timeline that I've just quantum leaped into again, I'm only aligned. I'm alignment itself because I know thyself. I am my own soulmate after all. I occupy my authority gently and fully. Authority lives in my spine, not only my voice. I stand tall in who I am internally, in my muscles, in my bones, in my organs. There is really nothing to justify. There is really nothing to explain. My energy remains intact across all interactions. I will always be in awe of who I am, who I be, and who I become. I allow silence to support me. I allow stillness to amplify my truths. I allow myself to be seen without adjustment. I trust that my grounded presence is enough. Take a deep breath in. I allow this embodied confidence to expand beyond the body. It fills my emotional field. It organizes my mind. It stabilizes my identity. I live from presence. I move from clarity. I choose from coherence. I exist as integrated awareness. Body, heart, mind, soul, spirit unified. Activate, activate, activate. I let these words now dissolve into sensation. I fully feel alive. And I begin noticing something very subtle. That my system knows how to hold itself now. So instead of settling downward, I allow awareness to expand outward and upward simultaneously. I'm not leaving the body. I'm inhabiting it with greater intelligence. See, situations, people, or outcomes are no longer my natural orientation. I exist prior to context. I notice that awareness does not move. Events move through awareness. I'm not preparing for interaction. I am established. There is nothing to anticipate, nothing to scan for, nothing to manage. My system reorganizes and recognizes that life meets me where I am at, not where I brace myself to be. My authority doesn't require posture, tone, and boundary setting. No, 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 no. It comes from inner command. And there is a quiet center within me that remains untouched by commentary, speed, or emotional charge. I govern my inner world with clarity. I allow thoughts to arise and pass without ownership. I allow emotions to move without identity or story. I do not react from sensation. I listen to sensation. This distinction changes everything. Take a deep breath in. My awareness is refined now. Activate, activate, activate. I perceive subtle shifts before they escalate. I recognize energetic invitations without entering them. I sense relational dynamics without becoming part of them. Discernment operates automatically. No analysis required, no justification needed. My system knows what aligns and what simply passes by. Stillness deepens. Activate, activate, activate. Not stillness as absence or boredom. Stillness as containment of immense capacity. I feel a reservoir of energy within me that no longer leaks outwards. I'm not holding back or even holding on. I am held within myself. This is power without the need for expression. Strength without display. Command without assertion. I noticed something dissolving. The identity that needed confidence. It's no longer necessary because there is no longer a question of worth. I'm not someone being perceived. I am awareness experiencing itself through form. Let me say that again. I am awareness experiencing itself through form. Roles soften, labels loosen, history releases its grip. What remains is clarity, awareness, truth. The realization and full body orgasmic recognition that I am free, that I am sovereign, that I am creator, that I have choice. When I am with others now, I do not enter their emotional field. I remain centered and allow connection to happen around me, not through me. See, I recognize projection without absorbing it. I recognize affection without merging. I recognize tension without resolving it. I do not interpret processes that are not mine. This is compassion without entanglement. This is love without self-sacrifice. When I speak now, words arise from coherence, not thought. And I know the difference. I notice that fewer words are required. Precision replaces explanation. My voice carries authority because it is unfragmented. Silence often communicates more effectively than language. And I trust that fully. Time reorganizes itself around me. I am no longer early or late. I am exact. I trust that clarity arrives at the precise moment it is needed. I do not preempt it. Urgency dissolves. Pressure dissolves. Efforting, striving, accomplishment of need dissolves. Only relevance remains. Activate, activate, activate. Only relevance remains. When I care for others, especially those I love, I do so from surplus, not obligation. I do not carry emotional weight that is not mine. I do not compensate for others' discomfort. I remain open-hearted and internally free. This is mature love. This is clean devotion. I recognize myself now as self-governing consciousness. I do not seek permission internally or externally. I do not negotiate my truth. I act when action is aligned. I wait when waiting is wise. Both are expressions of mastery. Something luminous emerges now. Not emotional, not dramatic. A quiet radiance of integration. Body, heart, mind, and awareness move as single intelligence, as integrated intelligence. I'm not managing life. Life moves through me with precision. Let this anchor settle below thought. I am not becoming, I am inhabiting. I am not evolving toward wholeness. Wholeness is expressing itself as me. And that's the paradigm shift that I have just entered into. I am inhabiting where wholeness is expressing itself as me. I am sovereign awareness in form. I move from clarity. I govern myself completely, and I have the intelligence, consciousness, awareness, capability to do so. And I remember and I know it and I feel it and I feel it and I remember and I know it and I feel it and I feel it. I allow silence to complete this activation because I am now in a state of self-stabilization. So these are 10 sacred self-determination declaration codes that I am now activating as my own soulmate. I choose myself without apology. My needs, boundaries, and truth are legitimate and worthy of respect. Take a deep breath in. And out. I am the authority of my inner world. I decide what enters my body, my heart, and my mind. Take a deep breath into that. I no longer abandon myself to maintain harmony. Peace that costs my dignity is no longer an option. Take a deep breath into that. I determine my worth from within. No label, opinion, or comparison defines who I am. Breathe. I am free to pause, breathe, and respond in my own time. Urgency does not govern me. Breathe. I speak my truth from calm, not from defense. My voice carries clarity even when it is quiet, if it is quiet. Breathe. I release inherited family roles that no longer serve me. I am allowed to live differently now. Breathe. That's a big one. That's going to change everything. It's going to change the planet. That will change the planet. We are all leading this new world that you've just stepped into. You're going first. I care with love, not self-sacrifice of any form or kind. I remain whole while giving. Breathe. I trust my nervous system to guide my choices. Safety, respect, and integrity lead my decisions. Breathe. Safety, respect, integrity lead my decisions. I stand in my life with dignity and self-respect. I am here by right and I belong as I am. This choice is made. This path is claimed. I walk forward in truth. I have just claimed myself as my own soulmate. So, moving forward, this new reality that is activated, and activated for you is the reality where you stay open-hearted without self-sacrifice. The reality where you give care without depletion. The reality where you stay grounded during prolonged stress or any grief. Where you're present with others without obligation. Where you give from fullness, not depletion. Where you're supported even when you're tired. This reality is where the fawn appeased response has become conscious, and the inner child who learned safety through monitoring others is now visible. And he is ready to outgrow it. Other people's opinions are not instructions. You've released the need to be liked. You do not need to prove your worth to anybody. And you trust your own inner wisdom from inside out a single doubt, without a single doubt. Like, yes, like this is the time of your greatest inner knowing because we've just opened you up to that. So all approval seeking behaviors are completely dismantled. And your nervous system no longer goes into freeze or fawn. And the threat response no longer overrides your speech. So words won't leave your body anymore because you are now safe to pause before responding. You do not need to be fast to be true. And your truth can be simple. You can respect yourself enough to say that's not okay to anyone's face and leave it at that and let the discomfort do the rest. And release the belief of discomfort doing the rest, paradoxically. Because there's no longer any form of self-abandonment to keep peace. And there's no longer any self-betrayal to resist confrontation. So moving forward, you are now gentle with yourself in times of grief. You now honor your limits and you know your limits. You allow yourself to be human, and you're not alone with anything, with anything. You're now at a place where you've stopped collapsing internally. You've stopped freezing when disrespected. You stopped carrying labels that aren't yours. And you stay present without bracing. You're now fully back into yourself. Take a deep breath in, activate, activate, activate. And you're now meeting yourself as your own soulmate, meaning not where you should be, but where you're at. Remember, when you tell someone, such as your soulmate, where you're at, you don't want them to fix it. We never want that. We just want to be held. And you're now giving that to yourself. So I'm going to do a part two, and I'm going to do a part two very, very soon. And part two is going to be purely a downloads meditation where you literally can just put your headphones in. You can close your eyes. You can lay onto your bed with a nice soft pillow, and you can just listen to frequencies of commands such as, I'm allowed to feel deeply and still be strong. I do not need to rush my words to be heard. I am safe to pause before responding. My nervous system is learning that I am no longer a child. I release the habit of scanning for threat, and it's going to be hundreds of them, hundreds of them. And it's going to be like a 1 hour, close your eyes and just listen to them and like just recalibrate. And I'm not going to be reprogramming your thought patterns. I'm going to be reprogramming your unconscious. And I'm also going to be inviting in your superconscious. So letting your higher self-awareness be the driver and to really take and inhabit the body. Now, we've already done that with this activation, but this is just going to be a reinforcement because I've got about like 300 downloads here. So I just want you to sit back and listen and let the unconscious become conscious, become integrated into your super conscious. So let's just close our eyes for a moment and take 5 deep breaths together, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I won't be long for part two. Let's do this. Let's do this. Any questions, comment, email, get in touch. There's more coming. There's more coming. There's more coming. And it's in relationship to you actually being your own soulmate in every way, in the fullest embodiment and empowerment of what that really is. This is an exciting time for you. This is the most magical time of your life. And it's not because of me and this transmission. This transmission is just simply come along your path because You're there yourself. Your spirit has called this in. You are going to have the soulmates. You are going to have the soul tribe. You are going to have it. And don't think that it's in the near future. It's now. It's all unfolding now. You're just living it now. It's that vibration. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. If any stories of whatever kind continue to loop, if it's not your story, send it into the light. Command it to be sent into the light. If there are emotions, bless these emotions. Thank you for the capacity to feel and grow and purify my vessel to its next level embodiment, because that's all that's happening. It's coming up to the surface for purification, and that's a good thing. I'm so excited for you. I'm so in awe of you. You are an impeccable leader, and you're doing it your way. And there is no blueprint as to how this gets to look. You get to choose it exactly. You get to decide, declare how your level of fulfillment gets to look like, what your fulfillment and success gets to look like. You know, you don't need to effort anything in order to have what you want. That's just a program. You don't need to survive anything. You don't need to strive for anything. You can fully rest in your eternal state of being, and life will continue to move. All that is required is openness, and to allow the natural rhythm of your inner nature to do what it does best. Nature has its own internal rhythm and cycle, and you've got that too. So let your nervous system calibrate to your true nature. It's a whole new world that you're now living. I'll see you in your downloads, hypnotic meditation, sleep hypnosis.